Coming up tonight on YCN News. Today, Governor Peter Shumlin signed Bill 202 aimed at saving money for residents who reduce home heating costs. Sullivan County GOP Chairman Spec Bowers explains why he is running against Democratic Representative Suzanne Gotling. And a man from Keene, New Hampshire faces 8 charges by police after a chase that led him to crash into the Ashwaubenon Post Office in Winchester. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening and welcome to this Wednesday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Vermont Senate Bill 202 is now law, a bill aimed at saving money for residents who reduce home heating costs. Governor Peter Shumlin signed the bill today at a ceremony in Rutland. Since 2000, Vermonters are now using 13% less electric energy. Today's legislation offers incentives for homeowners to use special pumps and new technologies to heat their homes. Shumlin wants the state's green and earth-friendly trend to continue. Public Service Commissioner Christopher Recchia said that technology has advanced and now Vermonters have new clean heating options, including cold climate air source heat pumps and geothermal ground source heat pumps. Efficiency Vermont Director Jim Merriam leads a group that advises Vermont residents how to save money on heating bills through installation of several energy-saving options. These options include solar panels, insulation and air sealing, and now air source heat pumps. More information about heat pump technology can be found on Efficiency Vermont's website. Go to our Facebook page at YCN News Now for a link to the site. On a related note, expect to see more solar panels going up in Brattleboro, Vermont. About 8,000 more panels, actually. The Brattleboro Reformer reports the panels will go up along I-91 near the Holiday Inn. Winstanley Enterprises is the development company that owns this land. Enough power is expected to be generated from the solar panels to provide for nearly half of Brattleboro's energy needs. The Vermont Public Service Board in February issued a certificate of public good for the project, which Winstanley owns and will generate electricity that is fed into the grid. The panels will be erected on 13 acres of land. Winstanley waited for several years to receive permission from the state to do this work. The program is known as the SPEED, or Sustainably Priced Energy Development. A day after a national and 7-term GOP leader was unseated by a Tea Party candidate, a local Republican also plans to seat an incumbent. Sullivan County GOP Chairman Spec Bowers explains why he is running against Democratic Representative Suzanne Gotling. It's nothing personal, Bowers explains.
We can be so much better than we are now. We should have our choice of doctor and hospital, not just the ones Obamacare allows. Median family income should be rising, not falling for 5 years in a row. More people should have jobs, not fewer people than 7 long years ago. These are things that we can start to fix in New Hampshire. I want to be part of the solution, and that's why I'm running for state rep.
Bowers, of George's Mills, says more Republicans are not entering political races this year, as the White House is up for grabs in 2016.
It's about the same as usual, to be honest. We usually have people signed up for pretty much all of the races, and it looks like we'll have most of the seats filled this time, except I think this time our chances are better than they were 2 years ago.
Will GOP candidates fare better in 2014 and 2016? Bowers speaks on the current political climate as he sees it.
Well, it's mostly national. If you look at the polls, you find overwhelming opposition to Obamacare, and people are realizing that jobs in the economy are terrible, and so they're looking to replace the incumbents. And even though those are federal issues, there are things we can do at the state level to help all of those.
June 13th is the last day for candidates to file in New Hampshire for upcoming elections. While at least one Upper Valley school district searches for a new superintendent, a nearby SAU offers its school leader a 4-year contract extension. Superintendent Dr. Middleton McGoodwin also received a 2% raise, boosting his annual salary to $127,500, the Valley News reports. McGoodwin oversees SAU 6, all public schools in Claremont, Cornish, and Unity. Members from the combined school boards approved the raise and extension. He was hired in July 2011 to bring higher academic standards to the district. McGoodwin says he appreciates the board's confidence in him and the direction in which he is leading the district. It was the Asheville Lot Post Office in Winchester, New Hampshire that suffered the most damage following a police chase Sunday night. 21-year-old Gabe Gushlaw of Keene faces 8 charges by police, including a charge for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend before the chase began, the Brattleboro Reformer reports. Gushlaw's girlfriend, also of Keene, left a home in nearby Winchester with a friend after the fight. Gushlaw got into another car and followed them. Both cars were heading back to Keene. Gushlaw drove faster, say police, and lost control of the car, plowing it into the post office. Police then arrested Gushlaw. Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. This next story is sure to warm your hearts. Let's take a look at some cute animals in need of loving homes as we continue our Pet of the Week series.
Welcome to YCN's Pet of the Week, brought to you by Akili Agwe with 6 locations including Walpole, New Hampshire, and Healthwise Pet Food. Nutrition first for the love of your pet. Abby is an attractive female with white stripes. She's a stray and around 4 years old. When potential adopters stop in, Abby acts very friendly, like she's trying hard to sell herself. But Abby is still waiting for a place of her own. She has catitude, for those that don't need a lap cat but have room in their home for an independent girl that wants attention and love on her terms. Her favorite thing is getting a drink from the faucet. Harriet was picked up by the police in a busy road. Hopefully that was her last ride in a police car. She's young, slightly less than 1-year-old, and sweet. Harriet just transitioned into a community room and is adjusting to her current roommates. June is Adopt a Shelter Cat Month. Stop in and see if you could find a new friend. For the month of June, we're taking $25 off our normal adoption fee. Call River Valley Animal Protection League in Charlestown, 826-3061.
If you're looking to adopt a new pet, you might just find your perfect companion with the Pet of the Week. Stay tuned as we continue next Wednesday with more adoptable animals. As is their right, a Windsor County judge rejected a plea agreement that would have kept a prison guard charged with smuggling pot into a jail for an inmate, reports the Valley News. It remains to be seen what punishment former Southeast State Correctional Prison Guard Brett Jasinski will face now that Superior Court Judge Karen Carroll has nixed the plea deal. A photo in the newspaper shows a stunned Jasinski looking to the courtroom audience after the deal fell through. Prosecutors and a defense attorney had ironed out a plan for the former guard to pay a $500 fine and spend no time in jail. The misdemeanor charge against Jasinski is punishable by the fine and up to 6 months in jail. Carroll told the court the deal sends the wrong message to the public and undermines the credibility of the court. Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now, Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next few days and then move on to high school sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tonight we'll have cloudy skies with winds around 5 miles per hour and a low of 51 degrees. Tomorrow we have a 30% chance of showers with highs in the 70s and winds around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night we'll have an 80% chance of showers with a possible thunderstorm after 2 a.m. Lows will be in the upper 50s. Friday there is an 80% chance of rain with thunderstorms. We'll have a high of 73 degrees with winds around 5 miles per hour. Friday night we're expecting rain before 8 p.m. with a 70% chance of precipitation and a possible thunderstorm between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. Skies will be cloudy and lows will be in the 50s. As you can see on our northeastern map, a storm area is approaching our region. This may bring a 30% chance of rain by Thursday. Storms may continue to affect us up until Saturday. On our national radar map we can see the impending storms, but after they pass it looks like a clear and sunny weather for the weekend. Now let's see what's coming up on our community calendar. Tomorrow in New Hampshire, the Lebanon Farmers Market will begin at 4 p.m. in Colburn Park. In Walpole, the Select Board meeting is at 6 p.m. Friday in Cornish, the Board of Selectmen will meet at 3 p.m. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com. And now turning to local high school sports. Sunapee High School is playing in 2 tournament games today. The boys baseball team will take on number 3 Pittsfield at Plymouth State at 4 p.m. The Sunapee girls softball team will take on number 2 Wilton Lindborough, also at Plymouth State at 5 p.m.